Now, let's talk about the reality of being over the road in a cargo van, sprinter van. I want to do this video because I have a lot of people that I'm helping right now that are going over the road. I got a lot of people that are local, but let's talk about the reality of being over the road in your van. I was through all seasons in it. Now, okay, the reality, and I was in the Midwest, so I went in the super cold, but the reality of it is if you're a family man like I am, but if you're not, whatever. What I'm saying by whatever is, man, you ain't got, if you don't have a wife or whatever, or a husband, if you're a woman getting into this, like, you don't have to, like, you could just be on the road. I know people that do that, just like live out of their van. They got AC, heater. That's why I want to talk first about your situation. It all depends. So now, being over the road, it can be a challenge with family members, loved ones, you know. That's why I'm talking about this. I want to talk to people about the reality because I always keep it real on my channel. You know, and when I'm helping people start their business, recruiting, helping people to, but I always keep it real. Like, I'm not just gonna recruit, you know what I'm saying? Just to be, oh, sure. So here's what I'm saying. You have to look at all these variables and all these issues that can arise. That's why I like doing these videos here and there about over the road. Local obviously is different. If you're gonna be home every night, you know, I've done that in cargo vans, I've done that in straight trucks with my CDL too, but like, that's different. The over the road can be a challenge. And on top of it, like, if you're gonna be in the Midwest like I am, like, that's why I kept all my, you know, I had a mummy sleeping bag. I had all these different amenities. I have videos on that. So if you need a video on like doing it in the cold, I can send that without a heater and without AC unit. Like, I did it all without anything. So the heat too, boy, that heat. But I didn't really mind, like, not to get too dark or into my history, but I'm 8.5 years sober now, but I've been through some shit. And when I was in prison, I went through some shit. Like, it was so hot and there was like 180 degrees. So everything for me wasn't, like, there were challenges, but like, I had one time a pop exploded. It was that cold, but I was fine in my mummy sleeping bag, my other sleeping bags, my blanket, like, you know, wearing my Carhartt, and I'm a Minnesotan, so, like, you know, I mean, the cold. But I wanted to talk about all these other variables that if you're not thinking about, but if you're somebody who's single and you don't need to get to the Midwest to get those better rates, you could just bump around, you know, in the warmer areas and you'd be fine. But that's a big thing I don't think people think about. And mainly it's the family thing. Mainly it's like, okay, but what's cool about this is if you're owning your own business, that you're not like a truck driver who has to stay out, because I have a lot of truck driving buddies, you know, with my CDL and people that I talk to, and like, you don't have to stay out 2 months at a time, a month at a time, where the company won't tell you what's going on. I used to go out 4 days when I was over the road with my cargo van business. I used to go out 4 or 5 days, come home. Then, you know, I did do here and there at the beginning, a week and a half. I think one time it was like 2 weeks about, and like, that's the thing, that's fine, but with having a big family, you know, that's hard on the wife and kids, so that's why I couldn't do that. But if your situation's different too, like, it all depends on the situation. But I like keeping it real, so like, people can really think about these things. You know what I'm saying? Really, really think about these things before they jump into it. But that's pretty much it for this one, honestly, because like, and comment below if you've had issues arise or you have questions that I could answer about like over the road or any other challenges. But those are some of the big things that I like to talk about, because people, I don't think when they get into this, they want that freedom of owning their business, but they're not thinking as far along, because I didn't. I just wanted to own my business, and then as I was doing it, I'm like, oh, there's some things that are coming up here. But yeah, that's it for this one. Top link in the description is that gas app. It's the top link. I love that gas app. That's why I do it. I'm saving like $2 a gallon off gas, especially if you're owning this business or if you're trying to get into this industry, or just for your personal vehicles. We use the money for food. It pays our groceries sometimes. It depends on how much I'm, you know, saving up. But like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just glad you're rocking with me. I hope you got something from this video. Everyone have a blessed day, blessed weekend. Keep hustling.
Muscles aching up before the birds. constantly grinding, always out here hustling, putting work in, pushing past the hurt, and pain is only temporary. I be out here searching for the next big thing.